Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who collection update where I'll be showing all the lovely bits of Doctor Who merchandise I picked up in April, whether that be figures, books, big finish and vinyl. But before we dive into the actual collection update itself, and if you're new around here, this is your first time on the channel, then please do consider hitting the subscribe button because it really does help the channel out. And if you like your Doctor Who merch, then please do leave a like. So without further ado, let's dive into the collection update. Kicking off this collection update with the most exciting item, and it is a mug. I jest, dear viewer. This is pretty cool, but it's not the coolest item in the collection update. This was a belated birthday present. As you can see, it's like the Starbucks logo with a Dalek in it saying caffeinate, caffeinate. So yeah, pretty cool. I like a Doctor Who mug. I like a hot beverage. So this, win-win. Figure-wise, we saw another Character Options online exclusive be released. This year, Character Options are really cooking. We've had a Fugitive Doctor and TARDIS. We've got the upcoming Shooting Atwell figure and Ruby Sunday, and hopefully a Wraith Warrior and a Beat the Meat plushie. Please, I need a Wraith Warrior because they have such a cool design, and you can re-release it with the 4th Doctor. I'll buy it again. But that is, of course, we did have the Ruins of Skaro set containing Tomb of Ellend, Cassandra, Guard Free, and Argella. But they also did include the much desirable Dalek with bombs. Yes, what was only released back in 2009, so it's been due an update really. But the Ellend's really cool figure. I've done a review on this set, but I do have a little issue with the articulation, but you know, they can't really point their gun naturalistic. But yeah, great figures. It's great to have new monsters on the shelf, and of course you could put these with your 12th Doctor figures if you want. I like this set so much, I picked up another one because it's become a tradition for me to pick up 2 of the online exclusive sets. I've got them ever since Character have done the online exclusives with the Jungles of Mechanist that I've picked up 2 because the presentation is so nice with these figures in the box. So yeah, it's sort of become a little tradition to pick 2 up of those. The Dalek with bombs, I love the Destiny Daleks. I love Destiny of the Daleks as a story. It's one of my favourite Dalek stories of the Tom Baker era, and there's only 2. I won't say which one I prefer, out of Genesis and Destiny. But yeah, it's wild to see Destiny of the Daleks be one of the most well represented stories in figure form. The updated sort of Dalek with bombs, love it. I think he's absolutely tremendous and is a wonderful set. If you've not picked it up, because I don't think it's sold out yet, then please do, because it is worth it. It's a great set overall. So we have the Ruins of Skaro set. On to graphic novels. Now, I did pick up Liberation of the Daleks, which is the 14th Doctor's first adventure. So if you are a box set fan liking having a Doctor's first and last story, you're going to want this because this is literally the 14th Doctor's first adventure. It continues from where Power of the Doctor left off with the cliffside. I have read this comic and I really love it because I did get the individual Doctor Who magazine, this sort of comic strip featured in, but to have it complete in sort of one complete graphic novel, it makes sense. And this is a nice sort of celebration of Dalek mania, and I love the 14th Doctor, and it's great to have it. It's one for the collection to have a Doctor's first story. It's very unique that it's a Doctor's first story in a comic. But yeah, very nice comic overall. And then the next graphic novel I picked up was a 11th Doctor one, and a very chunky graphic novel, and it is The Child of Time. This is the first series of Matt Smith comics. As you can see, very, very chunky overall. But yeah, this is a lot of nostalgia because I remember seeing some of these comics when I was getting Doctor Who magazine. I wasn't buying Doctor Who magazine that frequently as a kid. So I never got the complete run of these comics. So to find the experience for stories is great. And this one has the 11th Doctor and the Axons. That's wild. And I think this comic was being released the same time as the Master and the Axon creature figure came out. So this was really, really exciting. So yeah, I love that. Being a massive Pertwee fan and having that crossover with my favourite new series Doctor, pretty darn cool. So yeah, I feel very, very happy to complete this and to have experience the sort of first series of Matt Smith graphic novels from Doctor Who magazine, The Child of Time. From graphic novels to a book, and the book I picked up this month was 10 Little Aliens by Stephen Cole, part of the 50th anniversary Doctor range, where they reprinted some of the Doctor's adventures, part of the 50th anniversary, and made a collection of them. What's interesting is this was in Waterstones in 2024. I doubt that this has been sitting on the shelf for 11 years. It feels like they've reprinted it because this has got a more of a glossy finish compared to some of the other ones I've picked up. But yeah, 10 Little Aliens is a story. I've heard that it's quite a bleak and depressing and dark story. It features the first Doctor, Ben and Polly, and when they feature in the story, that's the only bit of light and joy you get within this book. So it seems like quite a heavy one, and this seems to be quite a chunky book. It's about 300 odd pages, so I look forward to reading that eventually. I've not got all of the 50th anniversary reprint books. I've got the 3rd Doctor, 4th, 5th, 8th and 11th Doctor, because it's a bit of a weird range, this sort of reprint, because I would like to get the 2nd Doctor book. But, you know, for the 7th Doctor they did Remembrance of the Daleks as a target book, when the 7th Doctor has a wide variety of books, whether that be Virgin New Adventures and PDAs. But yeah, it feels a bit bizarre. And I've got the 9th Doctor and 10th Doctor in their original hardback form. So yeah, and then I've got Players as a PDA, as the original PDA. So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing, because I've got back into sort of the Doctor Who book range because I sorted out my book collection, whether that be the PDAs and what have you. So I'll put photos on there so you can see what my book collection looks right now. But yeah, it's quite cool to add this book to the collection. But yeah, very nice little find to see this in a shop. From one First Doctor story to the next, we have The Edge of Destruction on vinyl, part of the Record Store Day exclusive 2024. Now, that Record Store Day this year, pretty good in terms of the records I wanted to pick up. I only missed one that I wanted to get, but I can live without it. But this was the main one I wanted to pick up, which is The Edge of Destruction. This glorious picture disc. I think this was limited to 1,000. Luckily, my local record shop still had a copy of this. So yeah, it's great to finally have this, and it's a wonderful picture disc. If I can just take it out of its little sleeve, you can see what it looks like. So when it's on your turntable, it looks like the TARDIS is spinning through space, which is really lovely. It's a really nice little vinyl. I love picture disc. And yeah, of course, this is of the melting clock from the story Edge of Destruction as a story. Not one of my favourites, but it's great to experience it in a new format in terms of vinyl. So we have The Edge of Destruction on vinyl. From one audio format to the other, we have some Big Finish CDs. Now, before I show you the Big Finish I picked up, I just want to do a little shameless plug that I've done the Big Finish collection for 2024. So if you've been curious about what my Big Finish collections look like since 2021, then you can. It's out there. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Big Finish collection for 2024. So yeah, grab yourself a cuppa. It's about 40 minutes long, and enjoy seeing all the Big Finish physical CDs that I have. So, on to the collection update. Back to that. We have a release I forgot to include, or 2 releases I forgot to include in the March update, which was Master, Planet Doom, where we see the Eric Roberts Master reunite with the 8th Doctor, but it's not the 8th Doctor you're expecting, as it's Axon McGann. Yeah, I've listened to the first story of this box set, really enjoyed it. I feel like this one seems to be going down a lot better compared to the other 2 box sets. I think maybe because it's one story, it's very more exciting and exhilarating. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this box set, and hopefully I will do a review on it. Because yeah, just look at that cover, fantastic cover art of that. And then the other release I forgot to include was a February box set, which was Buried Threats, the 9th Doctor box set, where we see him meet Bernice in the last story in a Ancient History. I've listened to this box set. I will be doing a review on it very soon, so that'll be coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's nice to add that to the collection. Of course, nice little box set to listen to in preparation for Star-Crossed, which is the last box set for 9th Doctor Series 3. Then we have my favourite box set of the year, and possibly my favourite Big Finish release of the year so far. Victory of the Doctor. This was released back in February. The CD finally showed up, and my goodness, if you have not checked out the 11th Doctor and Valerie stuff, please do. A lot of people hype it up. I've been guilty of that. And honestly, it is worth the hype. It is tremendous. It's some of the best Big Finish have done in the history of Big Finish. Is amazing. What they do to the Paradigm Daleks within this, they feel like an absolute threat. There is a fear factor to the Daleks. Alfie Shaw and the whole team have done such a tremendous job crafting this series. So yeah, highly recommend picking up the 11th Doctor stuff because you won't regret it. It's some of the best Big Finish, like I keep saying. And this series just gets the era, and as somebody who loves the Moffat era, this is just ticks all the boxes for me. And I love the Paradigm Daleks, and it's great to see them finally get the stories they deserve, because yeah, this is a real action-packed box set. And then we have, again, much like Victory of the Doctor, a last story in a series, which is Sontarans vs. Rutans, in name only, with the War Doctor concluding this arc. Now I think one of the next videos that will be out will be a review of this, so I won't say my thoughts on it, but I really do recommend picking up the Sontarans vs. Rutans because it's been a nice little standalone series, but this one isn't very standalone because it's very much sort of picking up on the little arc details, what you might have missed in the previous 3 stories, and connecting them and showing you sort of the tapestry of the Sontaran vs. Rutan story. So yeah, there will be a full review out of that next. I think that will be the next video. A review you can enjoy right now is The Quinn Dilemma, celebrating 40 years of the 6th Doctor. Does it celebrate 40 years of Colin and the 6th Doctor? Not really. I will say The Wrong Doctors, again, we've reviewed that recently, so check out that video, celebrates the 6th Doctor a lot better because it shows you the evolution of the character from TV Colin to Big Finish Colin. But I will say that the highlight for me within this box set is A Thousand Year Fall, which explores the 6th Doctor and Perry's dynamic and why Perry stayed. Because in season 22, the 6th Doctor and Perry, they don't like each other. They're arguing, they're bickering, they're fighting. The 6th Doctor even strangled her. So yeah, this explains why Perry stayed and she didn't get the hell out of there. But yeah, I think that's worth the box set alone. I think the overall story, what this is going with the Quinns, it's kind of predictable. The Sontaran 2-parter by Rob Valentine, that's pretty cool, seeing the return of Flip and Constance. But yeah, other than that, it's not that great. And I think, you know, it's a box set that sort of lives on the overall sort of plot it's going for, and the use of the 4 6th Doctors. Yeah, it just feels a bit of wasted potential, really. But yeah, Thousand Year Fall is the highlight of the set for me. The next box set is You Only Die Twice, which is the last Jacob Dudman 12th Doctor Chronicles set. There will be a review of this out very soon. It's interesting that this is the one Jacob Dudman finishes on, because, you know, Victory of the Doctor, it feels like a perfect sort of goodbye to Jacob Dudman's time at Big Finish, you know, voicing a character, you know, what got him, you know, the job as, you know, the 11th Doctor on Big Finish. I think they should have probably released this in February and Victory of the Doctor in March, and I think that would have been a better way to say goodbye to Jacob Dudman, because, you know, he's more well known for 11 than he is for 12th Doctor. But yeah, there will be a review out of this very soon, so stay tuned for that. The next Big Finish is a new series that started in April at Big Finish, and that is Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1. It's Morbin time. Yes, me and Luke have done a video of what we think of Dark Gallifrey so far. We will be reviewing Morbius as a whole because this is very much part 1 of a story. I love how it feels like a classic novel and the inspirations it has from classic literature. It's really tremendous in how it explores sort of early Gallifrey and how it links to Khan. It's a nice little slow build. It introduces you to the characters and the world that Morbius is residing in. It is a really nice one, and I think the double act within this feels very sort of Robert Holmes. It's by Tim Foley, who is one of Big Finish's best writers right now, and he can do no wrong, and I'm very excited to see where the rest of this sort of story goes. And the last big finish I'm going to show is the Fifth Doctor box set, The Dream Team. Continuing with Tim Foley hype with the Merfolk Murders, which is a really great sort of murder mystery, you know, very much in the same vein as sort of Black Orchid, but a lot better. And then we've got this sort of new series style story in the form of The Dream Team itself by Lisa McMullen. Yeah, there will be a review out of this very soon. But yeah, great Fifth Doctor box set. You know, the Fifth Doctor adventures can do no wrong. They are absolute fire, bringing the heat to Big Finish and proving that Davo is supreme on Big Finish. So yeah, that has been the Big Finish. There we go, that has been my Doctor Who collection update for April 2024. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe for plenty more Doctor Who related content coming up in the near future. And I'll see you next time. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye!